A FAM production for all things mattress. FAM.news.
Hey, this is Eric Brandt from Mattress, and I listen to the Dos Marcos podcast when I need to go to sleep.
No.
Is that good?
No.
What?
Not when you need to go to sleep. That makes it sound like it's boring.
Oh,
so
it's not boring?
Yeah, so try it again.
Okay.
Ready?
All right,
And
all right.
go. No, it's not boring.
Oh,
Go
all
again.
right. This is Eric Brandt from Mattress, and I listen to the Dos Marcos podcast on the FAM.
That's a lot better that time. Eric, thank you so much for the shout-out. We saw Eric at Nationwide's Primetime. We have somebody famous on the show. It's kind of on the show. You'll understand what I'm talking about. And he is going to help us discuss the most important job skill in the marketplace today. The Dos Marcos show begins in 60 seconds.
Driven entrepreneurs, listen up. It's time to team up with Nationwide Marketing Group, North America's most successful network of independent retailers. You'll gain access to programs and services that level the playing field between you and the national chains. Industry-leading digital marketing, increased buying power, exclusive networking events, and of course, their awesome learning platform. Nationwide Marketing Group is the business partner that helps you get results and stay ahead of the competition. Take the first step today and visit nationwidegroup.org.
Do you want more sales in 3 easy clicks? Yeah, it starts right now at doorcounts.com. With a completely redesigned user interface, gathering data has never been easier. Click number 1, your salespeople connect with the customer as they walk through the door. Click 2 is the outcome. Click 3, key performance metrics, right there on your phone from anywhere at any time. Now your salespeople can spend their time selling, and DoorCounts is going to gather the data you need to make your business better. Start right now at doorcounts.com.
Welcome to the Dos Marcos Show with Mark Kinsley and Mark Quinn, where mattress and furniture leaders gather to grow, get the inside scoop, tell stories, and take tequila shots.
Uno, dos, tequila!
Welcome aboard. Here's your passport to a planet filled with the mattress industry's brightest minds and biggest ideas. Meet your guides.
I'm Mark Kinsley, President and CEO of Englander.
And I'm Mark Quinn, co-founder of Spink & Co. and VP of Sherwood Bedding.
Together, they are Dos Marcos.
The galaxy's greatest mattress podcast has liftoff in 3, 2, 1.
Quinn is even wondering who is going to be on the show today. Kind of going to be on the show today. But I have to start off with a little shout out to my favorite person on the planet, my wife. Happy birthday to you. She had a birthday, and she is just the best wife in the world. She's loyal. She's supportive. She cheers me on. She cheers both of us on every chance she gets. Tara, I love you. Happy birthday to you. And let's just keep the celebration going. It's like a birthday month. You don't just get a birthday week anymore. Is that how you do it too, Quinn? You get the birthday month going on?
Oh, of course. I mean, Marktober is coming up, Kinsley, right around the corner. But before we talk about that, Tara, you do support us both a lot. So even the second Mark in your world, immediate orbit, you're always incredible to me, and I love you so much. So happy birthday. I hope it's awesome. I'm sure you took great care of her. Did you buy her a special present? Did you take her somewhere cool? Both? All of the above?
Well, it's a birthday month, Quinn, so the celebration continues to unfold.
Okay, so I'm glad that it's not over. It seems only fair if you get Marktober, it should be Tara Timber.
That's right. Yeah, you got to make it wonderful. And speaking of making it wonderful,
right.
We have some wonderful headlines up at fam.news. Right now, Scott Smalling, our boy Scott, joins fastest growing D2C bedding brand in the world, the fastest growing D2C bedding brand in the world. That's headline number 1. Number 2, Brooklyn Bedding and Helix sell under a private equity roll-up. And another headline up at fam.news you can check out right now, Nectar's twist on co-op advertising. Great job on that article, Quinn. I think it's a great observation. So check out all those headlines right now at fam.news. And you can also check out the brand new 2021 mattress buying research. The FAM did that in partnership with Nationwide Marketing Group. So check it out right now. All you got to do is become a free member at fam.news. Right up the very top, right at the very top of fam.news, there's a little scrolling box up there. You can click on it, go to the page, become a member, and you are all set. So, Quinn, you're probably wondering right now, who is going to be on the show. So let me play something for you, and it's time for us to react. Ready?
Let's go.
If 3 years ago when I was asked this question, what degree gives you the highest chance of success in a career? Number one would have been engineering, number two engineering, number three engineering. And generally it's the graduating cohort of engineers, and about a third of those classes go on to take their ideas, turn them into patents, turn them into businesses. But I've changed my mind in the last 2 years, and I'll tell you why, Evan. Since the pandemic hit, the number one demand I have for my companies are people that can take the concept of the business and tell a story about it. Produce a video, do really rich photography, build out 59-second, 39-second, 29-second videos, 14-second videos to plaster all over social media to sell product direct to customer. So if you're a graduate from the arts, or you're a writer, or you're a photographer, or an editor, or videographer, all of a sudden I'm paying you $150,000. And I would have thought I could have hired you for nothing because you were a starving artist.
That is a huge statement from Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful himself, the star, one of the stars of the hit TV show on ABC, Shark Tank, talking to Evan Carmichael, and that was from Evan Carmichael's TikTok, so I want to give them credit for that. You came across this clip, Quinn, and you sent it to me, and I thought it was a really fascinating commentary on the state of the world today and really on our industry, on the mattress and furniture industry. Because everybody, it really goes back to something that JT Marino from Tuft & Needle one time said to me. He goes, everybody in this industry talks about the story, like the mattress has to have a story. And he was really saying that kind of as a knock, because a lot of mattress brands had a story that wasn't an actual benefit, or it really didn't truly help the consumer. So he was kind of saying it was a little bit of a jab on the industry. But whenever you sent that to me from Mr. Wonderful, what was going through your head? What's your reaction to that?
I just thought that, here's a guy that, he's in the throngs of business, and not just one, Kinsley, but this guy's got a lot of different interests, right? And so part of his job is shopping deals. So he's a student of entrepreneurship and industry. And so it's just not true for one vertical. In other words, it's true for every vertical, essentially. And so what is your ability to, all he's saying to us is value the intangible differently than you have, right? Value creativity, value people's ability to create content, because it is so important today in terms of differentiation, but also in terms of what we wrote about in the book, Come Back to Bed, which was, how do you connect? It's just making connection to people. And that's what he's talking about, don't you think? That's what I got from it.
That's 100% what I got from it as well. It is about consistently creating that connection and being able to tell a story. And that's what you're doing. In the past, if you were going to get frequency out of your advertising, you put together an ad, whether it was TV, radio, or print, and then you put it out there consistently over time so people saw you, and when they see you enough, they build trust with you, and then they want to do business with you. Well, the completely fragmented media landscape in which we live today doesn't lend itself to just having an ad in a few different channels. You have to put yourself out there and personalize yourself, and you have to give people an opportunity to connect with you where they hang out. And that's why he's saying we live in this fragmented landscape, so you have to do all these different videos of all these different links and all this different content of all this different length, so that you can have material to put out there consistently so people want to do business with you, wherever they end up. And let's do a real world example right now. This is why we partnered up with colonialpromotions.com, because they said, help us tell the story of being in the mattress industry for all these years and doing all this top of bed and POP and working with these huge brands. But also help us tell the story of the promotional product side of the business, which maps back to us getting into the caps business in 1979. So we're talking to Wes Keefer with Colonial, and we're like, send us these promotional products. Help us understand what makes you different, and we will communicate that to our audience. We will help you tell your story. And one of the things that makes them so different is, in a sea of sameness and clutter and crap, it's hard to figure out, is this promotional product that I'm getting going to represent my brand the way I want to be represented. And they've done the work of sourcing these goods, making sure they're really good quality, and putting like the colonialpromotions.com stamp of approval on it. And I'm telling you, everything we get, we actually became customers of Colonials for our promotional products after they partnered with us to help us tell their story, because we saw the quality of the stuff we were getting.
As much as it sounds like us just pitching them, that's not what this is.
That's why I said we became a customer. Like we became actual customers. We bought hundreds. I mean, we bought 100 hats and passed them out at Nationwide Primetime. I buy all of our Englander shirts now from colonialpromotions.com because I'm like, I don't have to think about it. What I got was so good that I'm like, 2 thumbs up. One less thing for me to have to think about.
So here's the choice they have, though, Mark, to bring their products inside of the trade to get more attention for what they do. It's a great case study, essentially. So they can advertise in a trade publication where there's an ad on a piece of paper that people
which is not a bad thing. I mean, that's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing. Nope, that's not. I'm not saying anything negative there. I'm just saying it's an option, right? So you flip through the pages, and then someone sees your message. If it's good enough, they stop on it. If the design is good enough, or it could be on a website where a banner ad might pop up or whatever, and someone could click on it. But again, it's the placement of your banner ad. It is still an advertisement, and people may or may not click on it. If the offer is not good enough, their design isn't. All I'm saying is, for Wes, it's a cool way to bring your company to life. The stories, make it fun. You know, instead of just having a one-dimensional thing, it's like we're talking about them. We're talking about the fun stuff that they send us. We're showing it to them. By the way, I wore my pajamas, Kinsley, literally to a business meeting, the ones that Wes made for me with the Dos Marcos logos all over it. And I actually wore it to a business meeting with Matt Smith at Snooze Mattress because they wear pajamas in their store. So I'm like, I'm wearing pajamas to the meeting. So I rocked out my Dos Marcos pajamas. It was hilarious.
Well, talk about a company that fits the profile of what we're talking about perfectly. It's Snooze Mattress out of Pueblo, Colorado. They have a content marketing machine behind their business because they understand the importance of consistently telling their story. It's not just one time. It's every day, in many cases, telling their story through the marketing materials they create, through the videos, through the podcasting, through everything they're doing. And there's some sort of gremlin, I think, right beside you right now. You may want to grab it. Are you on mute? Oh, great, you're on mute. What's up, Wrigley? Can you hear? I can't hear you.
No,
Where'd you
so
go?
this isn't yet. So can you hear me now?
You're back.
So that's not Wrigley. That I'm gonna like let him out of my office.
Oh, that's Finley.
That's Finn, and that's Gabby's dog. But he comes and he wants your attention, so he crawls up in my lap and he's like licking my face. So anyway, talk amongst yourself. So hey, but while I go let him out of my door, I just want to show you this since we're talking about Colonial. This is the mouse pad they sent us recently. And it's the Qi or the Kai, whatever you call it, the wireless power.
Qi charging.
So you can just Qi. And you just set your thing on there, so that's pretty cool. And it's a mouse pad, and it comes with the cord. And then you got the protector, so it's going to keep us safe from perverts, right?
Yeah, this is what you put over your keep us safe from perverts, and then he walks away. You put this over your webcam, so it blocks it completely out. And then I didn't know what this was, but it's a little screen cleaner. So just a squeegee that goes across your screen to keep it clean. So check out all these great promotional items that we feature on the Dos Marcos show at colonialpromotions.com/fam. And Wes, Tim, team, great job telling your story. You're doing a great job telling your story. Let's go back to talking about your visit out to Snooze, because I played that clip from Mr. Wonderful about the skills that matter in today's marketplace. Knowing that you had been out to visit Andrew and George and Matt and Isaiah and Mia and the whole team there at Snooze, Eric. I mean, these
Eric, there you go.
These are superstars in this space that are starting to emerge in a very big and meaningful way. What did you notice about what they are doing to tell their story? The production, the theater, the the pageantry that they put into their business. What did you notice?
Well, I mean, okay, it started at 9:05, and so every day they have a recap of what's been happening so far this week. So it's kind of little short updates. And right, so you mentioned Mia. And so whenever Matt calls on a person to give their update, he'll say, for instance, Mama, and then everybody goes, Mia. And so everyone's standing in a circle, and he starts all the meetings with claps and gets everyone fired up, and they have a little chant thing they do. And so, and every time he gives, so everyone has their own little, like, you know, like chant, call out, and then everybody else screams or react. It's so funny. And so he let me address his team, and Scott DeSantis from Sherwood, who was there also, he got to address the team too. And we just kind of talked to them about this business and, you know, how the team at Snooze represented their company when they went to the nationwide event, and when they went to Vegas Market, they were in the TSI space, and everybody was like really enjoying them because they bring this amazing energy everywhere they go. So anyway, that was really cool. And then I literally got to sit down, Kinsley, with, I don't know, maybe 10 of them. You know, people working on content, they're an advertising and marketing agency, so they've got other customers that they work with, but just listening to everyone. And then they took us on this tour. It's the oldest building in Pueblo. And so they've got this elevator. Scott DeSantis, my buddy at Sherwood, he just had surgery, so he can't walk around very well. And so they get you on this elevator. It's a rope pull, and you have to just keep pulling this rope, and it gets you to the second floor. But upstairs, there's a theater with those good old-fashioned wood theater seats, you know, that recline, or that have the flip-down seat. A killer stage. They have a VIP section up in the balcony. Then you go downstairs, and they have a banquet space that I think people use now for partiers and maybe in small wedding receptions. This whole building is amazing. They got a rooftop deck. The culture of the people is amazing. As a matter of fact, they feel so much towards the founder, Matt Smith, and his wife, Jenny, who's, I don't know, maybe one of the most amazing things. I got to have dinner with Matt and Jenny's incredible. But anyway, so they're so grateful to Matt that they did a highlight reel of people saying thank you to Matt and expressing their gratitude for working at Wake Up Marketing and at Snooze. And so it was funny because when they first popped the video up, it was like 7 minutes long. Like 7 minutes of people like saying thank you. But anyway, they did a great job. And, you know, Matt's just that kind of guy. And Matt doesn't like that. You know, he's a very humble guy. But the way he connects with people was really incredibly freaking cool to see. And I get it because Jenny's the same way, his wife. But that's the culture there, Kinsley. And they got their feel so heavy. They love where they work. And it matters because if you love where you go to work, then you're going to put everything you have into that. And that's exactly what you get with those people. And they're happy to be there, and they love their work, and they're committed to their customers. And that is what the game is all about. It is about that culture that you create, not a crappy one that you tolerate.
Ooh, and that goes back to Dr. Vism. I like when you drop Visms on me. Well, hey, thanks to the people, all the people at Snooze. It was great meeting everybody at Nationwide Primetime. I'm glad you got a chance to go out and pass around a few hugs and high fives and wear PJs in public with them. I'm really proud of you. Thank you for sporting my face on your rear end. Can't thank you enough for that.
Hey, no, I was happy to do it. As a matter of fact, I showed up to their office and everyone was like in sport coats and like G'd up, and I'm in pajamas. So I have to admit, feeling a little stupid, you know, because I'm in this business setting, but they loved the pajamas, of course. So Matt actually went back to his office and put his pajamas on, so I didn't feel like such a moron. But
little PJ
that's the kind
FOMO.
of guy he is. And we went to lunch and everyone. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, I love it. I think, hey, what a great show to have today. I appreciate the fact that you brought that thing up with O'Leary. I think Colonial's living it. They're bringing their stories to life. We're so lucky to get to be part of that with them. And, you know, I'm glad you brought up Snooze, too. It's a great connection because it's exactly what they're doing. They get the content. They get the need to value that in a unique way. So, yeah, well, great way to surprise me with an awesome show.
Well, you're welcome. I'm glad I could surprise you. I don't get to do that very often. And what I want to be surprised by is hearing the details of the story behind Snooze Mattress and how it got started, because the loose version of it is There's a billionaire guy named Grant Cardone that had a TV show, something around the idea of undercover billionaire, and got dropped into a market and had to create a business just using his hustle and his chops with no resources. This is my understanding of it. Comes into contact with Andrew Carrington and Matt. They form a mattress company that's really a content marketing machine and a marketing machine, and this is part of the genesis of the business. Did I get any of this right? Am I hot or cold?
I'm just cracking up because I'm like, they did? I'm like, I don't think that's right. No, my understanding is a little different. You got really close, though. But you know what, though? We're going to have Matt on because he's such –
No, you got to say what your version is. Don't try to deflect.
I am, but I'm just saying my point was we'll get him on to tell the real story. But my understanding is Grant Cardone, a.k.a. this other name, I don't know, I can't think of it up, but he went
10X something, 10X alias. This or that.
Yeah, but he didn't want to – I mean, Grant Cardone, people know who that is. So Matt, if it was some other name, maybe he didn't make the connection. So literally when they came into Pueblo, they positioned it as a documentary. Right, so they're going to do a so that's who Matt thought this guy was, and legitimately he did not know different. And so they came in, and so the idea is that to create $1 million business, I think, with $100 or whatever it is, and then and so they created Wake Up Pueblo, which is a marketing company. So, but from the marketing company, Matt, because he's been in the mattress industry with Denver Mattress, and he's got some history there, and he's an entrepreneur, he owns a gym in Pueblo, et cetera. But he's like, you know what? Mattresses are such an intensive, like marketing intensive business. Why don't we use the marketing firm we've created to fuel our version of a killer sleep shop concept? And so we'll use one to support the other, and then so that's kind of how that evolved. But yeah, so you're very, very close.
Well, this just we don't know actually what happened. I have a version of the story. Because I'm a storyteller too. Quinn is a storyteller as well, which maps back to everything True. Mr. Wonderful was telling us to be on the show. But what we need to have happen now is we need to have the tiebreaker. We need to have Matt come on the show. This is your shout out. This is your call to action. Matt, please come on the show, clear it up, tell the real story about how Snooze came to be and the backstory, and we'll get lots of lessons learned. How about that, Quinn? You think that's a good way to handle this?
I love it, but I almost want to make it a condition of him coming on the show. Jenny, you have to give Matt permission. So, we're having dinner. We had a couple cocktails. They tell the funniest story about going to Paris and how that kind of went wrong. I was laughing so hard I was about to pee in my pants. But it's the best story.
Wait, I thought you were going to say I was laughing so hard I went wee in my pants. Paris? French? Come on.
Well played. I like that. But anyway, back to all you guys at Pueblo. You guys rock. Love all of you. Thanks for your generosity while I was there. Can't wait to come back. So,
thanks to everyone who has been tuning in and accessing the research. We now have like a roster full of members up on fam.news. So go get your membership. It's completely free. But we just want to get connected with you and get you connected to that research. So go over to fam.news, click up at the top. Become a member, get the research, and when you become a member, you get the free audiobook of Come Back to Bed, our #1 Amazon bestseller. But you got to get behind that wall and become a member. And hey, wherever you listen to your podcast, be sure to subscribe and leave us a review. Leave us a review on the podcast app, whether it's Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And make sure you're signed up for all the stuff that's coming your way from the fam.news newsletter. And what else? Is there anything else we need to do, Quinn? Or are we good?
Just one thing. If you heard something today that mattered, if you want to help us grow the audience, please take something you see on LinkedIn from the fam and share it with your peeps and bring them here. It's a campfire. We want everyone to roast their weenies at our campfire.
Something like that.
You can bounce on it. Yeah, bounce with it, bounce with it. Bounce with it, bounce with it. All right.
What is a hybrid? It's like being Peanut butter jelly, peanut butter chocolate. Hybrid so tight, there's no way that you could topple it. Hybrid on my wrist, that's a calculator watch. We add ourselves together and we take it up a notch.
Got the airflow, yo, keep you cool as it get. Visco foam alone to make you drip sweat. Get a hybrid mattress, yes, you'll get better rest. Cool and comfortable,
Hybrid like a sweater vest.
You know the game, we're ahead of the sun. Cause the two of us together are way better than one. Cause I'm cool as ice
and I'm hot like a heater.
Bounce by the ounce, now we got it by the liter.
Well, you take a spring and you wrap it up right. You can sleep so smooth or bounce all night. Put two together, get a whole lot more. Get the feel of the comfort core.
You can bounce on it.
Lay back, you don't have to practice. It's the best thing to happen to your mattress. Get together to do it like I did. Everybody get hybrid.
If you want somebody to get in your vicinity, you probably want to feel a little bit of a hybridity. Foam alone, out of 5, maybe 1 star. Springs and foam, we're taking care of that lumbar. Mad back support, the best way to shack up or just get rest that won't mess your back up.
Like a hot chick mixed with a particle physicist or a mullet. Party in the back of the business. Best of both worlds like Mars and Venus.
The ultimate hybrid.
Nothing short of genius.
Keeping it loose while keeping it tight. We can make you sleep or play all night. Put two together, get a whole lot more. Get the feel of the comfort core.
You can bounce on it.
No stopping when the beat gets played back. Springs keep it popping, foam keeps it laid back. Party over here, get invited. Everybody get hybrid.
Listen, doesn't matter if your kitchen is charming when your bedroom's the most important part of the apartment. What kind of bed do you keep back there? Does your girl wanna chill on a beanbag chair? Hell no!
You need springs and foam, cause if that bowling ball don't bounce, you'll be sleeping alone.
And if the bed don't react, then you can't get low. We got the type of bounce that won't spill your Merlot.
So stick with us and you'll get rewarded.
Cause I'm so gentle
and I'm so supportive.
Hybrid is where the magic is.
And we just killed a song about mattresses.